It's also quite exciting for me. I'm honored and I'm very happy to invite our very dearest muse and our star, Halima Aden. Yes. You look amazing, as always, as always.
Thank you so much, my dear.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing!
Yes.
All my girls are here, mashallah, everybody looks stunning, so stunning, and you all could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us today, so thank you so much.
Yes, how was the, 2 days actually? You were on the runway on that stage, all our beautiful guests see you on the runway. How was that experience?
It's been incredible, like absolutely incredible. And you know, the fact that Ozlem worked so hard to make this happen, and just seeing all the work that the designers put into making their collections and getting to be part of 2 shows during Istanbul Modest Fashion Week has just been incredible.
Thank you. And I mean, when I always see you, you have a very beautiful smile. You know that I see that smile also on the runway. So it reminds me the pureness of a young girl. So I just wanted to, start that the young Halima. And I mean, did she dream these days? Would you like to start from that? Let's start to talk from the young Halima.
So I don't know if you guys know my story, but you know, my parents, they're Somali, and you know, during the Somali Civil War, my mom fled the country, had me in Kakuma refugee camp. So no, I did not think that any of this existed or would be possible for me growing up. But what I did know, even in the camp, was I would see the UN aid workers with their shirts, and I would always tell my mom, like, one day I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna wear those shirts and I'm gonna be back in Kakuma. And you know, fashion allowed me to have that opportunity to go back to Kakuma when I think I was 20 years old, 21. And wearing my UNICEF shirt, I was an ambassador, I went to the camp, and it really was like life coming full circle. Things that I dreamed of as a little 6-year-old, 7-year-old in the camp, to grow up and, you know, become a model, UNICEF ambassador, but also come back home to show the other little kids in the camp that they can dream beyond their border. It is possible. Anything under the sun is possible. So I credit the fashion industry for giving me this platform to make my biggest dream come true, which was to go home and make a difference in my camp.
Wow, wow. Yes, that's amazing to hear. And I also would like to ask about this UNICEF ambassador role. So how did it happen, and how did you feel when you first of all get this offer, that request? And could you please share this project, and because it is quite inspirational, and you touch so many also the young women, young ladies. So could you please share about this experience with UNICEF?
So, you know, for me to do fashion, I had to do something where my mother, who is Somali, and I see some Somali girls in the audience. You know how crazy our moms can be, right?
Yeah, absolutely, I know.
Yeah, she knows. She's looking like, go ahead, sis, tell them.
Yeah, tell them.
So she said, you know, the only way that I want you to do modeling is if you combine it with your work with UNICEF. And so that's kind of how I was able to still do what I love, which was fashion, but also something that my mom could understand, because the plan was to go to college, graduate, become, you know, like somebody employed by the UN. And that's how she saw me making a difference. So modeling, she obviously does not understand, because she's always taught me, it's not about the looks, it's not what you're wearing or makeup, it's really what's in your heart and what's in your head. And so it was kind of my way to also get my mom on board with my career as a fashion model. And you know, my relationship with the UN is very personal. I grew up in Kakuma, and that name in Swahili stands for middle of nowhere, and that's where this camp is. But my first headshot, my first photograph was taken by UNHCR, and so it's always going to have a special place in my heart. But I want to continue to do the work, but also share the stories of the people in Kakuma, because a lot of people think, oh, it's a refugee camp, but they are shocked to realize that there's millionaires in Kakuma that started their own businesses, and it really does function with its own ecosystem. And so I really want to use my platform to share the stories, the success stories of the people still in the camp, because there's so many. We have Miss Kakuma.
Yes, exactly.
And a lot of agencies are actually recruiting girls from Kakuma to do Fashion Week. So it's just very interesting to call that place my home.
And probably it gives you a responsibility to share that story to the all around the world, right?
Oh, 1000%. One of my favorite stories to share is when I was shooting the cover of British Vogue. It was about 6 of us models, and at lunch we were just talking, and one of the other girls, Akesh, who's the South Sudanese supermodel, just killing it right now. We talked about camel milk. I was like, where are you from? She's like, I'm from Kenya. Well, whereabouts in Kenya? A place called Kakuma. Shut up, no way. I was like, you're from Kakuma? I'm from Kakuma? Your family went to Australia? Wait a minute, my family was supposed to go to Australia, and then somehow that didn't happen. Did you take our case? And so it was just incredible, like 2 girls from Kakuma meeting for the first time during a New York photo shoot for the historic cover of British Vogue. What's the chances of that ever happening, you know? So it gives me goosebumps when I think of the dudes and that entire experience, because it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is dream big, you know, anything is possible.
Great. So then, I mean, how did really the professional fashion journey start? So maybe because we know that you really work with top brands in worldwide, you have very different experience on their on the runway and their photo shoots. So, I mean, what are the learnings from all these top luxury brands or big global retailers?
I mean, it's really taught me to respect the craftsmanship. You know, you as a model, you're essentially a mannequin. You know, your job is to bring the creative director, the brand, the designer, their vision to life. And so just kind of seeing how different people work, what inspires different people. Fashion is, I'm looking at all of you in the audience, it's so beautiful, so diverse. And it's a safe space for all of us where every voice can be heard. And so I think if I've learned anything, it's discipline. You know, you travel a lot as a model, but when you show up on set, thank God for good makeup. You know, shout out to the glam team.
I saw that discipline today, like, yeah. It was...
I walked in looking like this, walked out looking like that.
No, like, even, you know, what you're eating, like, what you're having on time, your makeup, and everything it really shows that you're professionally tech. So it was amazing to experience to on your shooting as well. So also, like, I want to ask your like fashion motto actually. Fashion motto, like how you know describe your style or you know have you personal style?
Okay, if I'm being honest, my personal style is homeless chic. If you see me at home in Minnesota, when I'm just around my family and my friends, I'm very, very comfortable. I dress for comfort. But when I have to show up, obviously, I get to work with incredible stylists and teams, and so it's like the best of both worlds. You know, when I'm home, it's giving struggle buzz, but when I'm on set, it's giving professional.
Yes, because like you're always also like very glammy, cool design pieces, and you also sometimes like needs to be relaxed and comfortable, right? And I also, you know, want to ask. You took a break from modeling for a while, so for a few years, then returned. What changes you've seen in the industry actually? What is the break and then turning back? What are the milestones from your side?
I think I'm seeing like a lot more diversity and so much more initiatives to be an inclusive space for everybody. Just last month I was on the cover for Vogue Arabia, and it was 7 of us models, and you know, just the story behind the shoots. I think a lot of it now it's like more about relatability. People, thanks to social media platforms like TikTok, now more than ever, people crave authenticity. They want somebody that they can relate to. And so I think the brands have gotten a lot more open-minded, and you know, I'm definitely seeing a lot more diversity.
I think the brand mindset also changed, right? The diversity, and as you said, that the authenticity or inclusivity, it is one of the key, you know, essence of the brands, and they really care and they try to involve. But in some perspectives, some brands, they do it from really, from their heart. The authenticity and inclusivity, they are in their brand DNA. But some brands, they just take it as an, you know, as a trend, as an, like, yes, let's speak about the inclusivity. So, I would like to speak on that topics also, you know, inclusivity and diversity, and maybe the sustainability. So, what does means to you?
I think, like, I'm a global citizen. You know, I'm Somali. I was born in Kenya, raised in the States, and so I definitely, even just from a consumer point of view, like I support the brands that I know are giving back. You know, a lot of my collaborations, there's always that leg to it. One example is my work with Vita Coco. It wasn't just about talking about the products and all the amazing things that they're doing, but it's actually, they, since 2014, have been building classrooms in the Philippines. So I think people want to support the brands that are giving back to the communities that they source from, one. B, also showcasing, you know, like our planet, everything that's been happening. I'm like, is it Yom Qiyamah? Is Judgment Day coming? Because it's really scary, everything that's happening with our environment. And so as global citizens, which we all are, we have to care, and we have to hold brands responsible, you know, and so I think the power is with the consumers to support the brands that are giving back.
It is a long chain, you know, it starts from maybe from the like product itself, but really the last point about the consuming, and we can change it, we can take the movement to another level. Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't want to like take too much time. I can speak hours and hours, but I would like to give the stage to you. what would you like to say that like there are a lot of young people, like women, they are, even we are, like when we are sharing something about you, like, oh, we love her, like we also want to be a model, like they really, not only like modeling, but you know, the inspirational is not only your professionality, but then as a whole, as Halima Aden. So what would you like to say to them? What you recommend?
So when I was 19, I trademarked my quote, which is, don't change yourself, change the game. And throughout the years, that kind of, it started meaning different things at which point I was at that time. But I think believing in yourself, you know, and dreams don't work unless you work. So there's going to be a lot of moments where you're going to be challenged, you're going to want to feel like giving up, but it is pivotal that you continue. You know, I cannot emphasize that enough. You don't have to always be 100% perfect, but be consistent. Put in 15 minutes a day, minimum, towards whatever dream you have. Journal, write it down, especially now with, I see everybody with their cell phones out. Put down the phone, pick up a book, write it down, you know, believe in yourself. And, you know, you're gonna hear a lot of no's, especially in our industry. You know, you hear so many no's, but when you get the yes, that should propel you to keep going forward and just never stop.
Yes, yes, there are very, very good quotes, but what you said that you trademarked your quote, could you please see one more time, please? Don't change yourself, change the game.
There you go. Ozlem! And listen, we're all game changers in this room. MashaAllah, I'm seeing so many incredibly beautiful, stunning sisters here today. And I want to see you guys back to back, you know, killing it, crushing it. Don't give up on your dreams, and don't let anybody sway you to do something different.
Yes, thank you. I mean, for me it is also quite inspirational. And I lastly would like to ask about the project that actually giving back to your community. Do you have some ideas or some upcoming projects would you like to share them? Like, is there anything that you are, you know, in your plan, in your calendar for your community?
Yes. So I want to go back to Kakuma, but I don't want to go back empty-handed. The first time I went back to the camp, I was there to do a TED Talk, which again is amazing for highlighting the camp and the wonderful people that still reside there. But the next time I go, inshallah, it's going to be something special for our students, because when I was in the camp, we didn't have classrooms, and alhamdulillah, today we have several schools in the camp. So I'm working on it.
Great. So we are, please. We will follow.
Ozlem, she is superwoman, she's super mom. She actually left her beautiful baby boy Marcel to be here with you all today. So can we please give her a big round of applause? And I want to know, you know, how are you finding balance between motherhood, fashion, and faith? Give us some tips.
I think like we were just speaking like Sajda, like one of our designer, like she said, I'm designing for also the strong woman, superwoman, like we are all superwoman, like I think the women are multi-talents, like we are multitasking, we are mom, I'm also a kid, so like my mom taking care of my son, so like we are also the business people, we have so many things. I think our brain is working different than men, so many things we have to do, and it gives you a quick, we have to be quick and on time. So that's why also I found like women like successful, they can see the potential, the risk, they can see the potential opportunities, not just one-sided, but we are able to see the big picture. So But it is not easy, of course. What I can say that the passion and dreaming again, and the only thing being successful is really dreaming about it, and also having good people around you. And I can say, if you find some good people, please keep them very well. And then it doesn't matter, like, you're together, like, we know each other for a very long time, and really, like, it's just it's just very proud to see you, what you're doing and what you're following, and with you hug each other like 2016 and 2017, and after the same years, giving the same hug, and it gives this power that just keep good people around you. Okay, so I mean, if you have some questions, then we are happy to have actually for our beautiful Halima. She don't have that much time, but maybe we can have a couple of questions if you would like to ask.
Hi, thank you for the speech, it was amazing. I want to ask, what's always being talked about is the disadvantages of being a Muslim in the industry. I want to ask, what do you think are the advantages of being a Muslim in the industry?
Are you talking specifically like in fashion?
Yeah, exactly.
I think, listen, we are 1.2 billion Muslims on this planet, so we have the numbers, Alhamdulillah for that. But I think just from even modeling, what I can tell you is I've had so many creative directors, stylists share with me after a shoot day that they really enjoyed working with me, because to include the hijab to be part of the look, they call it regal, they say sophisticated, and so I think the advantage is, hi baby! That's right, stay there. He's so cute. Then he won't come back this way. I think it's a different look, and so I think don't ever look at it as if it's a disadvantage. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think people in fashion are highly creative, and they enjoy working with hijabis. They enjoy incorporating a hijab into a look. It's sophisticated, it's different, and so I think there's a lot more advantages than disadvantages.
Thank you so much.